All right, good evening, YouTube. Today is July 5th, 2025, and I've been away for some time, and I wanted to make a video this evening and just rant about all things Bitcoin and finances. So, reason for being away is spent a lot of time with my family over this holiday weekend, which I'm incredibly grateful to have, and ultimately that's how you should prioritize your time whenever possible, is to spend it building memories with your family. That's more valuable than any amount of financial wealth that you could ever gather in your lifetime. And we certainly maximized our memory making over the last week or so. Did a lot of firsts with the kids, so knocked some things off some checklists with them. So it was fantastic. I hope you had a great holiday weekend as well. And in this video, I wanted to talk about some things from my financial background and, how I see those relating to myself in the future surrounding Bitcoin. So in the traditional finance world, there's an enormous amount of advice on what you should do with your money, how you should invest, how you should spend, how you should save, all these types of things. And if you look at traditional financial advice, like in the realm of somebody like Dave Ramsey, for example, who does not get very much praise in the Bitcoin community at all for different reasons. But if you look at his advice, it's very simple, very easy to follow, his little 7 baby step program. And for the most part, it's good advice for normies, but it is becoming dated now with the onset of Bitcoin and, using Bitcoin as savings technology, et cetera, et cetera. So buying, traditional mutual funds with really high expense ratios and being super conservative with your money, all these types of things. It's just, it worked in a period of time and it's worked for a lot of people, but it's not going to continue to work into the future. And if Dave were a little bit more humble, he might understand that and move into looking at Bitcoin, which would be great. I'd love to see him to come over to Team Bitcoin, but I just don't think it's going to happen. He's pretty set in his ways. But anyway, if you've lived in the traditional finance world for a while and you've done things like that with money, where you've looked at your budget, you looked at your savings and investments, and you tried to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to add to my net worth over time and grow my wealth? And really, in that landscape, the whole goal is that you need to save and invest more than what you spend. So your savings and investments need to be in excess of what your expenses are each month. And you need to take that and put it away into things that are going to grow, assets that are going to grow over time. And that's literally the recipe for wealth building. It even is in Bitcoin as well. You need to spend less Bitcoin than you earn and continue to hold that Bitcoin over time, and you will ride the appreciation up through the halving schedules and so on. So what I wanted to talk about specifically in this video is, if you've been through that journey of becoming debt-free, say you were in debt and then you became debt-free and you felt those chains kind of come off of you and you felt like you were in control of your money again and you could choose how you wanted to spend it. Your paycheck came in, it didn't immediately get wiped out by debt payments. It was, okay, we have this amount of money, now we can direct where we want it to go. We can save something up for a vacation or a new car or a new house that we want to buy, whatever. If you've been through that, going from that to what I consider the next level, which is buying Bitcoin and being debt-free, is like an ultimate superpower on your life and on your finances, because not only are you not digging the hole deeper going into consumer debt, but now you are saving in something that is going to work harder than you can and will appreciate at a higher rate than any of your stocks, anything like that, can over time. And I have to tell you, I'm only a few years into investing in Bitcoin and getting more and more convicted, but I can already feel the weight moving off my shoulders. I'm not inherently wealthy in any regard, but when I'm out for the weekend and I'm not working, I'm not producing, but I'm saving, and I know that my savings is not being dwindled away, the feeling is like that initial feeling of having all your debt cleaned up and your paycheck comes in and you don't have to send it off for a car payment, a credit card payment, etc. And I would say it's even more so if you don't have debt and you are stacking Bitcoin, because you're going up and you're building your stack, and your whole stack is actually appreciating. So, I've sats from years ago that are still rising and growing, and it feels really, really good. And what it does, it's going to open up so much opportunity in your life, because you can finally breathe. And one of the biggest transitions you'll probably start to see is that you may start to relax at your work. If you're still working a traditional fiat job, what I've noticed is that I don't have this kind of stress or kind of existential fear that if I mess up here, I'm going to get fired, and then, my whole life's going to fall apart. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm debt free. I'm stacking sats. That's growing for me. It's not diluting. And, we're good. We're just going to stay humble, keep our expenses as low as we possibly can, keep adding to the stack and watching that appreciation go up over time. And we're going to enjoy our life. So I go into a weekend prepared to make memories with my family and focus on them as much as possible. And then I exit my weekend not panicking for Monday because I got to go back to work. I'm going to go back to work and get some money from my job and stack more sats. And if I don't like my job, I don't have to be fed up with it. Companies are giving out jobs. They are handouts. You have to understand that. When you're working for somebody else, you're doing a task for them, trading your time for money. And so if you're not happy with it, don't be upset. Don't be frustrated with them. They just need you to do this certain job. Go find something else or build something on your own, which is really what I want to try to do myself here, with the Bitcoin channel, and talking about all subjects: Bitcoin, homesteading, families, anything like that, and getting into the philosophical sides of it, the personal sides of it, all that type of stuff. It's really great. And anyway, if you have any questions for a future video that you want me to discuss about Bitcoin, family building, getting debt-free, finances, that type of stuff, leave me a comment, send me a message. I'd be glad to talk about it. Thanks.